It's hard to know what to feel right now as an Arsenal fan. I feel a bit stuck because am I happy with a point against a good Leeds side who should have won the game, or am I disappointed with the performance against a team that just got promoted? Am I happy that Arteta's gone with a good lineup and made proactive subs, or am I upset at the players for not showing the intensity that was needed? Am I upset at Pepe for his moment of madness, or am I happy with the way that the team responded afterwards? What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Pitchside with Parker. Be sure to subscribe if you're new around here. Do these Arsenal reviews after every game, and today it was 0-0 with Arsenal and Leeds. Certainly a scoreline I don't think anybody would have predicted heading into this game. I was a bit nervous as an Arsenal fan because the way that Leeds play is something that Arsenal always struggle with the high press and the counterattacks and all of that. And it certainly looked that way in the first half. Leeds had all the chances. Looked like at halftime, the shot tally was 13-2. So it kind of felt like the Emery days all over again. It was a weird one because Arteta went with a lineup that pretty much anybody was screaming for. Aubameyang was through the middle. Pepe was finally in the lineup. Willock finally got a chance in the lineup after some good performances in the Europa League. Given what he had, I think Arteta did well with the lineup, and then the players just went out and just didn't perform at all. There was no intensity, there was no creativity, which have been themes over and over again this season. By the end of the game, Arsenal is now looking at almost 8 hours of Premier League football without scoring a goal from open play. That is pathetic. I mean, that is unacceptable, I would say, from Mikel Arteta's perspective. But is it really his fault? Is it the players? I have a really tough time with this one because I do feel like there are times where Arteta seems like he's holding them back, and I've seen better from players under different managers. But at the same time, if you look at a game like today, Arteta did all he could with the lineup. We've been shouting for Aubameyang through the middle. I've been shouting for Aubameyang through the middle, and it didn't work. Is it the players behind him? I don't know. It's hard to say, man. I just don't think that the team is good enough. Today, at least, I would have to put it on the players because, again, I was a fan of the lineup. The reality is Arteta still doesn't have all the pieces that he needs. This team is pretty shocking at times, and especially when you don't have some of your best players available, and somebody like Saka just played 3 games for England and clearly was not fit to play a full 90 minutes. Given the circumstances, there's only so much Arsenal can do with this team, and I think that's really what I feel like I learned coming out of this game. Oh, and shout out Bernd Leno as well. What a game that he had. Again, I think Arsenal got saved by the post a little bit in this game, but he made some crazy saves, especially the one from Dallas and the one in the first half from Bamford. I was really impressed with him, and I know I've been critical of him in the past, but there's one thing you can't question, it's his shot-stopping ability, and he showed it again today. So he was man of the match for me, without a doubt. Let's talk about Pepe for a second. That red card was just utterly stupid, and there's absolutely no excuse for it. Some might say it's a little soft, but to me, you can't put your head on another guy's forehead. It's that simple. Like, there are certain plays I see where I'm like, do you guys realize that there's VAR in the field? Because Pepe was not even the slightest bit worried after he did that. And I'm like, yo, you know they're watching every second of this, and they're gonna look at that. He didn't even look mad when he got sent off. He almost looked like he wanted to. He looked like he didn't really care that much when he left the field, and that kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. I mean, that might just be his demeanor, because he's a pretty laid-back dude, and he doesn't really get too worked up about anything, but it just bothered me. Like, he didn't care that he had just screwed over the whole team. And, in fact, the team actually responded really well to it. I do wonder what exactly happened between him and Alioski. Like, we saw the package on the TV of they had kind of gotten to some little hand fights throughout the game, but like that happens to Pepe every game. I don't know why people acted like that totally explained what he did, because that happens to Pepe all the time. He gets hacked all the time. Like, he should be used to that by now in the Premier League. Not that he's really played that many games in the Premier League. It did make me wonder maybe if Alioski had said anything to him, something personal, especially if you saw the way that Tierney went at Alioski after the game ended, and they kind of had a little bit of beef after the game. I was glad to see that from Tierney, sticking up for his teammate. But yeah, it was pretty unexplainable. And Pepe will now miss the next 3 games, which includes the North London Derby. Also will miss the games against Wolves and Burnley. And again, this is in a period where the injuries are going to stack up. Some players are not going to be fit. COVID is still always a possibility, and we're going to be short of bodies. It just felt like a very selfish decision from Pepe, and it was a complete letdown when everybody wanted to see him back in the starting lineup, and he just wasted it. You know, maybe it gives a chance to Reece Nelson, who actually played pretty well when he came on, I thought, and I thought he had a chance to really change the game and get 3 points for Arsenal, the way that he looked the first 5 minutes of the half before Pepe got sent off. But you know, maybe this is going to be a blessing in disguise, at least for him, and it could give him some more playing time, but realistically, we're going to see a lot more Willian, which I don't think anybody wants. It's not looking great for Arsenal at this point. I mean, if you look at the run of games coming up, again, Wolves and Tottenham are in there. Burnley, like, I hate to say it, but it's hard to see Arsenal really breaking down a team like Burnley right now the way they've been playing. Just no game feels like it's certain for Arsenal at this point, which is really sad. I mean, the only game you could say that this season was the game against Fulham. And they've proven that between they and Sheffield, they're probably the worst two teams in the Premier League. And Arsenal didn't even beat Sheffield very convincingly. So it's going to be a long run of games in this holiday fixture list. And I am a little worried for Arsenal the way that things are looking right now. But again, I think it's important to keep the faith. I still have faith in Arteta. I still don't think that Aubameyang can go on like this forever. You know, hopefully with Partey back and once Saka is ready to play a little bit more for Arsenal, you know, hopefully we see some better things. But yeah, that's all for this one. Thank you to everybody who watched. Thank you to everybody who continues to support on this channel. It means the world to me. And, you know, I hope everybody has a good little Thanksgiving break if you're doing anything, celebrating anything. And, yeah, hopefully Arsenal don't ruin it too much for you. Like, I'm sure they will for me. But anyway, that's all for this one. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.